Hi everyone, it's Jung here. Today I'm sharing my 2020 December daily album. I actually finished this up back in May for International Scrapbooking Day. I hope you enjoy the flip through. I'm using a 6x8 album, and on the inside flap I glued on a clear storage pocket, and I'm using that to hold the Christmas cards that we received in the mail. I've got that little shrinky dink charm that my daughter made for me. And for my cover page, I made this clear acetate sheet that says Christmas 2020. And I used a digital brush from Ellie Edwards, my silhouette machine, and copper vinyl. And I just adhered it to a clear acetate sheet. Behind that, I have this heart page that I created with pattern paper triangles, and that was one of the product play classes. Day one story is the return of Stuart our elf and how my girls love seeing him every year. They look for him every morning. And I made this pattern paper using green cardstock, a stencil, and texture paste, and I love how it turned out. The number is from Allie Edwards, and that journaling card is from Pink Fresh Studio. For day two, I have my daughters and their individual mini trees they got to decorate. One of the themes in my album this year is how I'm bringing small joys to the season, especially since we aren't going out very much. I love incorporating this cork into my pages. One year Allie had some cork numbers and they were some of my favorites, so I loved bringing the cork back. I believe I found a sheet at either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. For day three story, I'm documenting Pentatonic's new Christmas album. As you can see, I really like them. On the right side, I have photos of all their albums that I have and a little shaker pocket. And then on the left side, I stamped some of the words to my favorite song in the new album, which is Once Upon a December. For day four, I talked about the lights on our house. On the left side, the background paper is Pink Fresh Studio and the template is from In a Creative Bubble. On the right side is a full-size photo and a cut file from Paige Evans, and I used the pattern paper that I used throughout the album for the back. For day five, it's another product play class. I wanted to demonstrate a whole bunch of texture, so I used some of the pieces that I stenciled and foiled, and I used some cork, and the stars there are felt that I die cut, and then I sewed onto a piece of pattern paper vellum. And then for day six is the letters to Santa. I have a pocket for a copy of the letters to Santa for each of my girls. And then on the right side, I have a photo of this cute little mailbox that we had in our neighborhood. And for the journaling, that is In a Creative Bubble. For day seven on the left, I have a photo of the new ornaments that I bought this year. The tag on the right I made using crepe paper pattern paper. The label and stamp are from the Paisley Press Allie Edwards stamp set. Day 8 story is about the decor around the house, and this is a Pam Baldwin product play class from a couple years ago. I loved how hers looked, and it's a great way of using a lot of photos. For day 9, I wanted to create a pocket to hold some of my daughter's work. I wanted to look like a school folder, and the pattern paper I believe is Maggie Holmes crepe paper. And on the right, I just have a photo template from In a Creative Bubble. For day 10, I talk about all the pretty things. On the left, I have a large photo of my at-home Manny. And on the right side, I made a little spread using oval dies. And I have a photo of some winter tulips, my embroidery project, and I used a lot of leftover pieces from the stencils that I created, pattern paper, glitter paper, and I just love the texture that it adds. For day 11 on the left, I just talked about the dogs getting new toys. That's actually a picture of me holding one of the toys. I printed it out and fussy cut it and then adhered it to the layout using foam tape. For day 12, I kept it pretty simple. Our elf brought the girls little gifts, so I have the note from our elf, a few photos, and a journaling card. Day 13 was our annual sister shopping trip. I take the girls out and they buy gifts for each other. I did a lot of stamping on the left side. On the right side, I have a photo of our family, and I put this on the clipboard, which is a die cut set from Spellbinders. For day 14, I have a photo of my Advent candle that my friend sent me last year, and I have a simple flip up with the journaling underneath. For day 15, on the left, I have a sample tag that I gave as teacher gifts. I filled it with Starbucks gift cards and chocolate. I really like to hand make my teacher gifts every year. I made that envelope using a cut file. The background stamp is from Pink Fresh Studio, and I made a tag using stamps from Allie Edwards and Carrie Bradford Studio. And on the right side, that's a Pink Fresh Studio pattern paper, and I cut out some of the insides. I backed them with photos, journaling, and a piece of the Starbucks cup. Day 16 was a rare date night for us, and this year was especially different because of social distancing and masks. On the left side is a full-size photo, and on the right side, I wanted to mirror the circle of my little cup, and I used circle dies to die cut the photos. On day 17, we watched my daughter's virtual Christmas concert, and on the left, I just wanted to do a little decorative tree from Product Play. I made the tree using strips of pattern paper, some of my stenciled paper, and then I watercolor and hand drew some leaves on a piece of watercolor paper, and I was inspired by Felicitas. And then the number is an old October afternoon number. For day 18, it was the last day of school before winter break. They had a week of dressing up. One of the days was plaid, and then they also got to make a gingerbread house at school. Day 19, the girls got to decorate their own gingerbread houses. This was a fun one to make. On the right side is interactive. I used a lawn fawn die set, and it took a little bit of figuring out how to keep it closed, and I just made that little slit with a little tab. It's a really fun die to play with. So since I made the side really interactive, on the left side I kept it pretty simple. I used in a Creative Bubble template, and for the paper I used craft cardstock and the Pink Fresh Studio background stamp. On day 20, I just wrapped gifts. I kept it pretty simple. On the left side is a full-size photo, and on the right is a 4-pocket page with photos and journaling cards. For day 21, I talked about the bingo game my daughters loved playing because they got to eat Hershey Kisses. I found that Hershey Kiss image on the internet, printed it out, and fussy cut it, and then I added my number and adhered it to that piece of paper that I stenciled and foiled. On the right-hand side is just a pocket for an extra bingo card. Day 22 was all about crafts. On the left side is a large photos of some ornaments that we made. On the right-hand side, we have some Happy Mail going out. The little pandas are from a My Favorite Things stamp set, and the background is alcohol inks. I have a few more photos of crafts and a little flip-up. On day 23, we made gingerbread cookies. This spread is photo heavy. I didn't include any journaling, and I'm okay with that. I feel like the photos tell the story. The photo template and that little accent piece is from In a Creative Bubble. For Christmas Eve, I kept it pretty simple. On the left is a photo of my girls and their gifts to each other. On the right is a photo with the grandparents and all their grandkids and a little journaling card. For Christmas Day, I have a journaling card and photos of the girls with their gifts from Santa. Towards the end of the album, I usually keep it pretty simple, but I have this cut file page from Paige Evans, and then that sentiment is a Spellbinders foiled sentiment. On the back, I have a piece of pattern paper and a sticker that says A Wonderful Life. Now I'll be sharing some of the supplies that I used in my album. I used Distress Oxide ink in Rustic Wilderness. I also used candied apple. I ordered 2 packs of these white puffy stickers from December Daily, and I used them throughout my album. I also used this Paisley Press stamp set, along with a stamp set from Carrie Bradford Studio. I die cut a lot of my numbers using this die cut set from the Stamp Market, and it's called Modern Alpha and Numbers. I love the Christmas collections from Crepe Paper, and that one was Hey Santa Ephemera. I use a lot of these word stickers from December Daily Allie Edwards. And then some of the paper that I used were these paper pads. The top one is Pink Fresh Studio. This one is a really old one from Basic Gray, but I still like to pull it out. And then here are 3 of the paper pads from Crepe Paper, Snowflake, Merry Days, and Hey Santa. I use this Itty Bitty Plus stamp set from Carrie Bradford's studio, and I used it to make some of my own background paper. This one I used light pink ink on white, and this one was red ink on craft cardstock. I also used this background stamp several times, and it's from Pinkfresh Studio called Diamond Tiles. I use this alpha stamp set, especially when I talked about pentatonics, and it's the Heather lowercase from Pinkfresh Studio. Here is that stamp set from My Favorite Things, and this set is called Pandas at Play. Here are some of the extra images that I had colored. They are so cute. The oval dies that I used for my All the Pretty Things layout was this one from Pinkfresh Studio called Basic Label Frames. I used this old circle punch from Martha Stewart's, and it cuts 1-inch circles. I also used these Tim Holtz stencils, the one with the numbers, the trees, and this sweater background, along with Ranger texture paste. This is a new product that I used this year, and it's the clear texture paste from Heidi Swapp to use with mink foils. And I believe that's it. I hope you enjoyed my flip through along with the supplies. Leave me any questions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like. Have a wonderful day. Bye.